All right, gang, I think it's ready that we start actually building something together, right? Something from start to finish, right? You survived week one with me, which I know it's a lot. I talk a lot, I yell, but I hope that I also bring some value and some fun into your life along the way. We learned about where ideas come from, and we learned that we shouldn't talk about them as problems, but learn how to tell a story around the solution. We talked about how to be more deliberate, how to be more direct, how to start in different ways, how to steal like an artist, how to start from code. And I've even shown you yesterday how to navigate Lovable's interface like a pro. So now you should feel comfortable knowing exactly how to proceed with this next part of the challenge, which is the first showcase day. We're going to have 4 of these. I can already tell you that. So at the end of every week, so day 7, 14, 21, and 28 will be building days where we're just building together. And we're going to start with something that I think will help you reflect on this journey and your builder journey overall in the future. We're going to build a builder journal, right? Which will contain 4 modules, right? Ideas inbox, where you will capture your ideas going forward. A prompt library to save all of the prompts that you steal from me and from all other amazing creators. The resource vault with all of the Figma files, all the links, all of these companion apps I'm building or whatever. That's where you should store them. And then your builder log, just learnings and tracking your projects, right? Again, we're going off of solving your own problem, building something for the market of one, which is you, right? And the strategy is very simple. We're just going to dive right into it. We're going to start with prompts, and you can use these prompts, or ideally, you should learn by now how to do this on your own. I'm just going to be lazy and copy my own prompts to build these. I would love to see some creativity, because guess what? If you go to resources for this week, you're actually going to submit your builds to me to review, right? And I will shout out and showcase some of the best ones tomorrow, right? So I encourage you to be creative and to try and do this on your own. Copy the least amount that you can from me, right? I'm going to, again, be lazy and start by dumping in this prompt, which is simple. I'm just explaining Lovable again. What are we building? As for design direction, we're going to do something new, something that I haven't shown you in previous days. Again, we're just giving a different reference point. The basis is the same. The more context you give to AI, the better it will perform. In this case, we will find a good looking design on one of the most popular websites called Dribble, and we'll attach that image. We just wanted to maintain a minimal interface here, right? For persistence purposes, we're going to enable Lovable Cloud. And I know we haven't talked about it yet. So today we're going to build with it, but in sessions in day 8 and day 9 is where I'm going to actually dive in with this particular build and show you more about how do you actually control your build and how you actually properly structure your backend operations. For now, we're just really trying to get things started. I'm going to go back to the resources, go to Dribble, and now I'm looking for a journal, right? Because I'm building a builder's journal, right? Let's see what kind of journaling, just regular journaling apps are out there to find cool inspiration. The reason why I love Dribble is because this design, unlike most AI stuff, is designed by humans, right? And I think if there was a skill that's going to absolutely dominate 2026 when it comes to vibe coding, that is by far, in my opinion, design. I could be very wrong about it. I'm wrong about 95% of things that I say, but I have a good sense that this will be the most scarce skills. And I like this, right, very much. So I'm just going to copy this one image. If you can give more references, by all means, do it. Just try to make them not confusing or conflicting or overlapping. I kind of feel like this is the same app from what I can gather. So I'm just going to use these 3 images, right? And again, I'm just dumping them right in. I'm really not trying to do anything crazy and sending this prompt away. I'm not going to do the planning here because there's no reason to. I have a decent plan in my mind already. If you don't, if you're like want to brain dump and plan, you can do so. We talked about it earlier. But in any ways, you can just like start to build this way. And this is the first lesson that I want to teach you today on like how I spend my time, right? One of the first things that I do very religiously is that I don't read the code, right? I'm not a developer, so code doesn't mean much to me. However, I spend decent amount of time reading the agent output as it's working. The way to do that is by clicking on this button as the agent works, and then there's this little expander box, right? I've already shown you that after the agent is done working on a project, but I can show you as it's working, right? In this case, because we're just building the first structure, there's not going to be a whole lot of reading to be done here. But as you progress And as you build things, trust me, there's going to be a lot of insights here. I can show you in a project that I already built on the side. I kind of already built the builder journal test earlier for myself, and I'm going to give you the link to this project so that you can review it. When I go to details, I can actually expand and again see the code changes, or if there was any thinking process involved or anything like that, right? I can again see how Lovable approached it, right? So again, this is stuff for you to just read and educate yourself to play around with for the future use. Right now, we have the builder shell already done, which is super fast. And as you can see, it kind of followed this trajectory that I gave it. Now, you may say, well, not necessarily. There's a gradient here in the back. Like, again, if you want Lovable to be able to produce these images, it's up to you to provide them, right? Now I could just continue asking it to replicate this. I'm not going to do that. I've built a scaffold of what I like. And as you can see, I have 4 screens and they're functional. But these buttons probably are not. And we talked about this before. I don't have expectation for this to work, nor I want it to work until I nail the design. I like this personally. I know that I can build on top of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to the projects and I'm going to prompt it to build me all of these menus separately, right? Again, planning, right? We're going to build the prompt library, resource vault, and the builder log, right? So let's go with the second one, right? And then just output it in here. I feel like we all are missing probably one of the menus, which again, you can actually ask Lovable to help you with. We talked about the ability to just click on these little prompt pills and allow Lovable to proceed working on them. And that's exactly what I'm going to do next. So instead of going to my prompts, I'm going to go off script here and just put this into a queue. As you can see, I can stack prompts. I believe we talked about it. I will cover this in more detail in the future, but sometimes I just don't want to wait, right? I just want to be fast. I want to not lose context, right? The resource vault prompt from me was a little bit more detailed, but who cares? I mean, that's why we vibe code from time to time. So I'm going to paste this right in next for the build log. And I'm probably missing something for the resources here, for the prompts, I think, right? So when that's done, we're gonna make sure that is built out properly as well. But as you can see here, I can now add my prompts, and you can enhance this now, add AI layer to it or whatever. I can just test it, and that's the first thing you should do. Whenever you build something, you just try and see if it's saved and how it saves it and how it looks like across different devices. This is that approach of me trying to prototype to see if this idea even holds water in my mind, and if it does, then I will just continue it. If it doesn't, I will scrap it, try to build something else, and I will continue to stack prompts away. It's a free-form build. I don't want to put you guys in a box today at all. What I want is for you guys to feel free to do this your own way in your own style and try to build something. And then once you're done, you can see here in the resources, I will ask you to put your project name. Project URL is something that is going to require you to publish a project, which I'm going to show you really quickly right now how to do. You can provide a description, it's fully optional, and then you can give me your builder profile. We talked about that as well. Again, you go on lovable.dev and you go and click on your name right here, or your profile image in the bottom left corner. You can click on the profile and you can find your public profile link and just submit that as well. Again, I will try to feature some of the builders with impressive builds and all that. I want to give you guys the spotlight too. So let's go back here. Again, the agent just continues working through things. I'm going to go to resources, new resource test. We're going to post the February app as a resource here, right? As an example. And we're going to say that these are tutorials and they're saved. And I can click here, and when I hover, I see that the link is actually active. So it's probably working fine. I can add a new project. I am building a builder's journal. All right. And I can leave the URL, doesn't matter. And it's currently in progress. I want to save it. I can delete it. I don't have editing controls, right? So this is where testing makes sense. Prompting makes sense, right? I probably would now ask Lovable to allow me the ability to edit. And that's something that, again, you can use using voice controls or typing. Let's use Lovable's voice controls for that. I can see that inside the builder log, I have the ability to add new projects and delete them, but not make edits to the name or add the link. Could you please allow me to do that? So again, when structuring prompts, when we are vibe coding, let's try to be very deliberate. Number one, be on the route, right? Always be on the page that you're trying to edit. Lovable is aware of that. That is usually very helpful on its own. Reference the page you're on, right? In this case, I'm trying to get this build log edited, right? I am suggesting what the current behavior is, which is I can add projects and delete them, but I cannot edit them, right? And then I suggest what the solution is. Very simply, I just want the editing controls, right? If you wanna do it as an overkill, I like to click on Visual Editor, not to make a visual edit per se, but select the component or a part of the file where I want Lovable's attention to be pinpointed to. So in this case, it's in the build log, and I know that it's in the build log because I've just hovered over the file. I'm just gonna send it. And then from there, I expect Lovable to provide me with editing controls for this particular menu, right? And that's where you can, again, go and expand and see if Lovable is thinking and what it's doing and like how it's doing it. And let's go to the builds. It did not persist because it probably didn't connect this page with the cloud yet, but I will say test, doesn't matter really. And we'll say it's in progress and save it. What we're trying to do is make sure that we can edit the details. Now, I can edit, maybe I don't like the editing process. This is where design and designing proper user experience will matter a lot as you progress down your building process, right? I'm not gonna go any longer today. You know what the task is. But before I do wrap up, I know that I still owe you the publishing flow. So let me just show you real quick. Again, let's try and keep these builds minimal. You would click on this button, and depending on what type of account you're on, you have the ability to choose whether you want to publish to anyone or just publish your workspace. Choose anyone so that you can submit these builds publicly to me and then just name them any way you want. Test demo February, doesn't matter. Save, make sure that your URL is successfully updated. Then when you click on the publish button, wait for that process to finish completely for you. And at that point, just copy the URL link. And then when you go into the submission process to submit your build, use that as your project URL and use this as your project name. And then just simply click to submit your project. Now, we are 1/4 of the way in. I really would appreciate if you spend 2 minutes just telling me how are things going for you so far? What day is your favorite? What did you learn? What taught you the most? And what should I be doing better, right? I really wanna learn how to do my part of the work better alongside you. So please provide me with some feedback as you're submitting your builds to help me improve this experience. Can't wait to see what you're building, and I'll see you tomorrow.